19 people caught cheating with escorts, according to Reddit. Number 19. My uncle is a gay escort. He had been doing it regularly for about 5 years, finding clients by posting online ads until he got busted in a prostitution sting. Since then, he went to massage school and now works as a massage therapist. Sorry for reading it like that. Although he still has sex for money every now and then with more established clients. That's why I read it like that. He's had a few instances of wives calling and or emailing him asking if he's sleeping with their husband. He never responds or says that he doesn't know their husband. If he happens to answer the phone, I guess that's his best option for business. I couldn't tell you any of the names off the top of my head, but some of his clients have included married conservative state representatives. Recently, he has been playing the third party to a rich guy and his girlfriend. Is that how you do it? I should probably get a rich boyfriend. Just kidding. I don't like balls. And meeting with the guy for one-on-ones, unbeknownst to the girlfriend. Apparently, the girlfriend has a friend of my uncle on Facebook. Okay, saw this profile and that he identifies as gay and lost her shit. I try not to judge him for what he does because he's my uncle and I love him, but the married guy thing really bothers me as a straight married female. I know society has pushed some of these guys into the closet, but it is so messed up to me that many of them still marry women to hide their sexuality and sleep with men behind their wives' backs. That's nuts. That's a bit excessive. It's so sad that that's like the world we live in, that's how insane people are about image, that they're just like, they're gonna have a lady just to literally be a wife on the exterior. But behind closed doors, they bopping on that schmeckle boy. Boy howdy. Number 18. I used to practically run an escort agency here in the UK. Started off as a driver, then covering the phones, did interviews, the photography, and maintaining the website. I had 2 occasions of girls getting caught by spouses, but one sticks out more than the other. Had a regular client who would book a girl for about 3 hours a few times a month, and when his significant other was out on the night shift. Not sure why she came back, but she pulled up outside about 1 a.m. with another hour left of the appointment. As she was walking to the door, I realized who she must have been and got out of my car to loiter for when the inevitable hit the fan. We had a policy. The drivers would not leave the girl for safety. Not really had an issue, but helps the girl feel safe. Anyway, the significant other walks inside. I hear a load of shouting and make my way towards the front door. Girl bursts through the door wearing nothing but lingerie and a strap on. Oh. We had to rush to the car and start driving the 30 miles or so back home when she realizes she forgot her bag. We only made it about 10 miles. Guess who had to go back for it? I turned up. Police there. I knock on the door and have to explain myself to the police. They hand over the bag and clothes and take my details should they need a statement. God, this stupid hoe done incriminated this dude. Why would he have to go back? You know what I mean? He should have sent the hoe back. If you'll excuse my vernacular. Anyway, let me take girl home and that was it. Client never booked again. No idea what happened to him. Police never got in contact with either of us. Can only assume they were called out by the neighbors for the arguing. Bing bong. You ever feel like you're gonna sneeze? That's my anecdote for this number. Number 17. I really felt like I was gonna sneeze though, if it matters. If it, whatever. Number 17. I've been stripping for years. Yeah. How's that for a grabber? How's that for your first little bit of this number, huh? I've been stripping for years. Only once of the hundreds of times I've given out my number has a wife called me. She was initially angry as fuck. Her husband had been sent to rehab for alcohol and drugs. He wasn't working. She was the breadwinner, and he had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on partying. His phone was full of girls' numbers, hookers, strippers, random girls he was fucking. She was going to call everyone in his phone book. My name begins with a yo mama, so I don't know how far she got down the list. She asked me why I was stripping, and I told her about college and whatnot. She wasn't angry with me at all, but very angry with him. She promised to come visit me sometime. Crazy as fuck. She asked me how much money he gave me, and it wasn't much, just like $100 bill for a $20 lap dance. His friends were giving me money too, so I figured I should keep in touch with them. I spent the money on a couple of school books the next day, which she was okay with. Smartphones get even smarter every year, so this stuff is easier to hide than ever. But people who constantly lie can't hide it every single time. Come on, man. This is the first rule of juggling, guys, is keep track of how many balls you got in the air, and don't toss more shit into the fray if you can't handle all them balls. You know what I'm saying? This is why I don't fuck men, because I don't like balls. Is this going to be inside joke of the list, Kyle? Sounds like it. Let's continue. Number 16. God, write me a novel, why don't you? Number 16, not a significant other. Worse. Oh shit, like a mom? Let's see. So I'd been cheating to a potential for a month or so. He had great feedback and wanted me for an 1-hour midnight out call to his house. My friend was having a house party nearby, so I figured I could go to the party, nip out, then go back afterwards. I'm not usually keen on house calls and much prefer hotels, but he had great feedback and comments said he was young. Is this good? What, you're like excited to fuck him or something? I don't know what's going on here. I guess. Okay. I arrive to a dark house, roll my eyes that it's probably just a time waster, and text to say I'm there. He opens the door and yep, nice young guy, little bit awkward but no red flags. He greets me with a whisper and takes me into the kitchen. I see a woman's handbag on the side and assume we're being quiet because of roommates. Then a voice from above. The sort of shrieking harpy more suited to screaming at bus drivers or emanating from Jeremy Kyle's stage.
Is there a fucking light on downstairs? What are you doing? Get the fuck to bed.
It's his mother. This young man has invited a prostitute over while his mother is home. He takes me upstairs, all the lights are off, and I slip and fall against a door which opens. Bitch, you fucked up. The light illuminates a woman's bedroom, frilly bed covers, and his mother in bed, who, thank fuck, cannot tell that it's not her darling son at the doorway.
What the fuck are you playing at?
She screeches, and I shut the door, and he ushers me into his room. I'm not sure what the fuck I'm playing at either, to be honest. I'd really quite like to run off screaming into the night, but I've bothered shaving and would also quite like some money, thank you. Oh, what scary women. This is going to be quite the list. We chat in hushed voices. He wants to do a role play, and it's all very cringy. And he also wants to come on my glasses, then lick it off.
My precious.
Okay, you're gonna want to just give me a second. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? I am not reading that again. Okay. All right. Fine. Whatever. Just don't get it in my hair. Of course, I cannot relax at all. and have to be completely silent throughout because I am terrified she will come in the room and catch us. He jizzes on my glasses, and of course he gets it in my eye. Bitch, you know a dick is in your face and intending to come on your glasses. You got your eyes wide open. That's your own fault. Afterwards, I put my clothes on and get ready to depart. He switches off the bedroom light and opens the door. His mother wakes up again. I throw myself into the corner of the room and open his wardrobe door, but it's one of those ones that has drawers at the bottom, so I can't even hide in there. So instead I just curl up in a ball behind his bed and pray to the hooker god while this hag berates him for at least 10 minutes. I genuinely considered just opening the window and throwing myself out because, to be honest, a broken ankle would be better than having some guy's mom catch me fucking her darling son. I'm also half blind because of the fucking cum in my eye and being hunched over like Quasimodo in agony is agony. It was genuinely like the bit in Jurassic Park where the kids are hiding in the kitchen from the raptors. That's how terrified I was. She finally retreats back to her room and I creep down the stairs and out the door and run for the hills. The cherry on top of the cake is him texting to ask when he can see me again. But maybe this time, come over for 2 a.m. What a story, guys. What a story. And what a list this is turning out to be as we proceed into number 15. I had a very close friend that was an escort for a while. She met a man and they hit it off. He would show her pictures of his wife. He would show her pictures of his wife and children. What? My dude. Eventually, the man has the brilliant idea to stage a meeting at a bar with my friend and his wife. The plan was for my friend to seduce the wife. They would have a 3-way and all the guy's dreams would come true. It fucking worked. Not only did it work, my friend became a mistress to them both long term and ended up nannying their children. You can't make this shit up. To be completely honest, this is fine. Okay? This is fine because at least the dude involved the wife in it, dude. It'd be one thing if it was all going on behind her back, but if you, and this is what I always say, and I'm not going to go off on a long tangent here. All I'm going to say is there's someone for everyone, okay? So all of these people, like, this is why the transgender thing typically gets me really mad. It's not because some people want to live their life as whatever. They're entitled to that, and I respect them for that. It's just some people want to trick other people. Some people that are transgender, like, let's say, for instance, they're a man and they're becoming female. They know that some cis men are only interested in cis women, but they still insist on pretending to, come off as a woman, trying to pass as a cis woman to get these guys into them, when in reality, they know that these cis guys only want cis women, right? So to use another analogy, there are plenty of men and women out there who don't want a monogamous relationship. They can't do just fucking one person. Cool, my nigga. Find a woman or a man that is also not about, monogamy. Don't drag somebody who wants monogamy into a relationship with your ass when you want to fuck a whole bunch of different people. That's crazy. Find somebody that lines up with you. And the best analogy I can probably ice this cake with right now is for us to look at like Harley Quinn and Joker in the early stages of their relationship and how it's unhealthy as fuck, but it works for both of them because it's what they want. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's unhealthy, but it doesn't matter because they line up and they supplement one another. That's what you need. And in this situation, they found this chick, right? And they were both down with the chick, and it became like a happy relationship where she's like a nanny to the kids and shit. Like, that's comfortable, That's like a healthy environment. You know what I'm talking about? But you don't see that a lot. You see a lot of lies. So let's continue. On the list of 19 people caught cheating with their escorts. You see how I paused for a little bit because even I forgot what the hell I named this? You know what I mean? In the interest of clarity and making myself not seem so crazy for having a bad memory, The question being asked in this Ask Reddit thread is, escort girls of Reddit, have you ever been caught by the client's significant other? And how did that go? I condensed that to 19 people caught cheating with escorts because I'm amazing like that, you know? Yeah. How would you condense that, you know, into a title for a video? Let me know in the comment section below. Number 14, third-party story incoming. I knew someone who had begun going to escorts. My friend was his girlfriend, and she noticed he had missing hours in his schedule. Oh shit, aliens, bro, aliens. Apparently, he'd lie about being with friends or where he'd been. I thought she was being insane and clingy, but she finally snapped when a group photo of her work event that didn't have him in it popped up on Facebook. Sorry. Gross. She asks around, and he wasn't at that after work event despite saying that he was. So being a sane individual, she hid her phone in his car. She tracks it from her house once he's done with work and is likely up to no good. She sees her phone as showing up at some expensive apartment building where the car is parked. She goes there, smashes his window, retrieves her phone, then calls him with it. Not sure about much after that, but apparently he had white powder all over his face. Needless to say, they aren't together anymore. Well, we can only assume there was a woman. I like so being a sane individual, she hid her phone in his car. Oh my God. It's important to tell the truth. It's important to tell the truth. Because you know the crazy thing is that some of these people in relationships, they lie through their teeth all the fucking time. Lie. And then in their head, they're still the victim. It's kind of like, you guys are going to hate me for saying it, but it's like the definition of being female, you know? They say insanity is doing the same shit over and over and expecting different results. Being a woman is like lying and being the problem in a capacity that's like irrefutable, and then still being like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? What the fuck? Hey, what you mean? I'm the problem. Oh my God. Oh, Haru's calling me. She looks so cute on the phone. But I can't pick up. I'm in the middle of a list. Okay. What a nightmare I am. Number 13. Okay. Got a call on my phone from an unknown number. I was at my laptop, so I typed the number into Google and hit enter. This was years before Google started futzing phone number searches. And when it didn't load immediately, I went ahead and answered it. Turned out to be a tech from work who needed help accessing one of my systems. I walked him through it, then turned back to my laptop. The top hit on Google for the phone number was a Craigslist ad for gay erotic massage. And it wasn't a wrong number. It had a couple of months of ad history, and even though there was no face pic, his unusually hairy arms and small tattoo were easy to identify. I kept the story to myself for a few years, only relating it after I left the company. I told the story at a bar with some old coworkers, not knowing that this guy's wife was friends with one of them. Anyway, my bad. Dude, gays. They're coming to get me. I'm loving you, gays, you know? Seriously, special thanks to all my patrons. Hope, Sean, Frankie, Mavrakis, Luke, Patricia, Proper. Emily's amazing too. I love you all the subscribers, all you guys watching this. I appreciate you. But the reason that I haven't been making videos is because I was getting situated. I just moved. So now I am where I am, and hopefully we can crank these out in a more timely fashion on definitely a daily basis. Number 12. Oh boy, do I have a good one for you guys. I hope this doesn't get buried. This happened 2 months ago. This guy was in town for business and booked me for an hour and a half golden shower session. Now for you kids, that don't know what a golden shower may be, it's the waterworks, y'all. It's that urination style celebration. Just pee all over me, or her pee all over you. You know what I'm talking about? Ew. Now, the way that the hotel room was set up, you open the front door and the bathroom is to your left, and you can clearly see the bathtub right as you walk in. So about 45 minutes in, I'm standing over him in the bathtub in full lingerie, giving him his golden shower while he masturbates. He comes full force right as his wife opens the door. Me standing over him, peeing on his dick, him covered in my piss and his own cum. She just stands there in awe for a few seconds as I start taking my piss-soaked panties and stockings off. Then she starts silently crying. He doesn't move from the bathtub and just has his head in his hands and looks like he's dying from embarrassment, because it says doing. So my brain was like, oh my God, what's it supposed to say? What's it supposed to say, Gael? Don't break the momentum. It's my fault that I'm breaking momentum when the fucking people can't get their shit straight in a goddamn story. You know, you don't proofread anything you write. You just slap at the keyboard with your fucking otter fins and just hit the submit button when you're fucking done. He's he has his head in his hands and looks like he's dying from embarrassment. I feel like I'm about to cry because the situation is so bizarre and intense, but I swallow my feelings enough to remain composed. Please just take your things and go. I won't tell the cops, just leave. I will need to rinse off in the shower really quick. I'm so sorry, but I can't walk through the lobby like this. Whatever. So I rinse off, grab my things, and go. Neither one of them has moved. As I walk off, I say, please try and understand that fetishes are really hard to discuss with a partner, and they don't go away. I wish you the best. Thank you. This isn't about the fetish, it's about the fact that he didn't include her in it. You know what I mean? Some girls really don't even care about what it is. It's just that you're not including them with it. You're doing something with somebody else. You know, and it's not just girls, it's men too. Some things may not be clear to other people but they can be sacred. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go off on it, but you guys get it. It just sucks that they chose them. What about me? Anyway, 2 days later, I get an email. It's his wife explaining that she doesn't understand her husband's fetish, and she is asking me to give her some insight into where to start researching. I sent her some links and my own story of having this fetish and thanked her on her husband's behalf for being so understanding. They go on to say I should mention too that the wife told me in her email that her husband had brought up his desire several times and she kept brushing him off, so she can't blame him that he went to a pro. I was going to add this as an edit shortly after I submitted. Now, this is utterly interesting. Talk about something to fucking stimulate a conversation. You know what I mean? He made it clear to her that it was something that he might have been interested in, and she brushed it off. Now, am I saying that it's just totally okay what he did in going to another woman or paying another woman especially? Like, I ain't gonna pay nobody when half the people in the world just trying to get their rocks off for free, baby. But this isn't about, you know, the finances involved. What I'm saying is, I don't know, like, that she said no. And that's always profound, okay? Now, in a relationship, does Kyle believe that both people should be utterly and sexually available for each other at all times? Obviously not. I can't make that kind of statement. If it was me, though, holy shit, it's a different story. You know what I mean? Sometimes when I need to get that monkey, I need to get that monkey. You see what I'm saying? So the person that I'm going to end up with is going to be the type of person that either wants to give up that monkey as often as I may want it, or somebody that is just so utterly devoted to me that they would just want me to have what I want, even if it wasn't what they were 100% about giving at the time. Do you know what I mean? And it's that kind of selflessness that I would have to reciprocate. Like I'd have to bend over backwards to make them aware that they're as special to me as, you know, they put the effort into being for me, because, hey, they deserve that. If they're going to be the type of person that's doing shit that they really don't want to do because it's what I want, then hey, I need to do the same for them. And that's equality, that's mutuality in my opinion. From my perspective, that's how things roll with me. But I recognize that in a normal situation, sometimes it ain't the time for some shit. You know what I mean, my nigga? Some people just don't want to do things, and especially don't want to do things at the wrong time. And you can't force them into doing that. But something tells me this is one of those situations where it's like, it's not just like a, no, I don't want to fuck you. No, I don't want to fuck you. No, I don't want to fuck you. Typical kind of marriage in America or something. It seemed like this was a, hey, this is the specific thing that I'm into. You know what I mean? And it seems more of like if it was brought up, it seems more like the type of thing that he made apparent to her in a feverish enough capacity where she should have at least thought about trying it with him. Like if she's grossed out, that's one thing, you know what I mean, and she doesn't want to do it. But here's the way that I like to put it. Say like the idea of going to a massage parlor and then having some lady jack me off is like amazing to me. I'm not into that shit. You know what I'm talking about? But I like to think that if I were, there would be two versions of me into that shit. Vaguely into it, where it's like, man, that sounds cool. And I'm going to jump on the internet. I'm going to type in amateur massage parlor, maybe hidden or voyeur porn. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to see some old Asian ladies just flip a dude over and start, you know, give them that happy ending. You know what I'm talking about? That's the one version of it. The kind of vague, whatever. This is my interest in this type of thing. The other version of that is super intense, where it can only be me physically in person going out and paying to get that happy ending, baby. You know what I'm talking about? And something tells me that if this guy in this story was that flavor, he was that intense with his whole, no, someone needs to pee on me. It can't be porn. It can't be just the idea. It can't be like a figurative thing. It's got to be literal. It's got to be physical. If he brought that up to her and she said no, then, you know, you get what you expect, my nigga. You should have seen this shit coming. And I know that I'm going off on this, but I apologize. Some people need what they need, man. And the bottom line is, I've said it before, everybody needs their outlets. Everybody has to have, you know, something of a release, because a lot of us are walking around like a bottle of carbonated beverage. You know what I mean? You shake us up like a soda pop, and eventually that pressure is just gonna fuck something up, because all we are is like aimed at people. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta shook up the champagne bottle and you cork it. The cork is facing the sky, but not most of us. Our cork is facing people at all times, and some people just shaking the bottle up all day, and some people end up getting it. You know what I mean? Some people end up getting it, and it's usually not the person that deserves it. It's kind of like somebody shakes up the bottle for 5 years, and then one guy walks by and he's like, hey, what's going on? Oh, I think I'll shake this for 3 seconds. And then he gets it because he shook it too much. He was the guy to like ice that. Oh, he was the cherry on top, the straw that broke the camel's back. What do you want about Kyle? My point is this. Guys, it's not hard to find what you want, man. Just don't be lazy. My heart goes out to anybody who may be in a situation where they don't feel like they're equally yoked or mutually, you know, paired, like they don't feel like they're with somebody that reciprocates what they feel. You know, I love you, and I hope that you feel loved as well, even if you're not reminded on a daily or hourly basis. And then some of you, and then this is going to hurt even more, but, you know, hopefully there aren't too many of you listening, and the people who this would apply to are busy on Facebook or fucking Instagram or wherever the hell y'all basic ass niggas usually do your shit. Hopefully you, like 8, 9, 10 out of 10 people, recognize that you're usually miserable because of your own views. You know what I mean? We all have preferences to the point where we want specific attention from specific people, but sometimes people are falling over themselves to pay attention to you, but you're not interested because they're not the person that you want the attention from. And yes, like I said, we all are entitled and almost like genetically or have our specific interests. You know what I mean? You can't just beg or make or pay a person to just have other interests. But the bottom line is, sometimes you just because you have blinders on and you only have eyes for one thing doesn't mean that everything else that's around that doesn't exist. So women especially, because I know it's crazy sometimes, a 1,000 people could be giving you attention. But if you're not getting attention from that one dude, you're just in that ball and you're in your room and nobody understands you and you're not getting attention from anybody, when that's not really true. You're just not getting that attention from that one person. But at the same time, please make sure that this one person is somebody that has something to offer you, because everybody like to play, and this is probably the realest thing I'm going to say this whole list before I continue. Everybody like to play around like next minute is guaranteed to you. Bitch, not next year, not next month, not next week, not tomorrow, not the next minute is guaranteed to you. A car could come barreling through the fucking, like, wherever you're at right now, you know what I mean? A fucking gas leak could take your ass out. Heart attack. You could fuck yourself up shitting on the pot. You know what I'm talking about? Life is so terrifying. And then the bodies that we're fucking around in are so mind-blowingly complicated on the end. Like, our systems, like respiratory and circulatory, are fucking like minefields. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why or how we work the way that we do, but we do. And I'm not gonna geek out on it and like I'm thinking about how small we are in the context of the freaking universe. But here we are, back on a list. Every list I go, I'm not gonna do it this time. I'm not gonna go off. Number 19. No, it's not number 19. It's 19 people caught cheating with escorts. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Okay. That's not part of the title. Shut up, Kyle. Number 11. Okay. Throwaway account. Oh, this ought to be good. I was the client. Backstory: married, young, 20-year-old from an extremely conservative background. I was an extremely selfish sex addict. I visited escorts, strip clubs, illegal brothels pretty consistently for the first 8 years of my marriage. That's inconsiderate, dude. My significant other had no idea I lived a pretty extreme double life. Relevant part of the story. I became emotionally attached to the last escort I met. We had mutual interests, even had some mutual acquaintances. I considered leaving my significant other to be with her. I hated myself. I felt I deserved to be with a drug-addicted prostitute. I couldn't handle the weight of my addiction. I didn't want to hurt my significant other anymore. I came clean. The significant other was devastated. Right or wrong, she wanted to know everything. Every detail I could remember. Went through my phone and found the numbers of the last one. The significant other texted her to corroborate my story. The significant other was still in disbelief and came to realize that she was in a bad way in her drug addiction. My significant other is a saint and offered to help the escort in any way possible. And they had sporadic contact over the course of the next few months. My significant other was never mad. The other girl actually had a lot of sympathy for her. The other girl eventually got herself the help she needed, and as far as I know, is out of the business and is clean. Our marriage deteriorated, we separated, which was the final push for me to get help that I needed. After a lot of bumps and a lot of therapy, my significant other graciously allowed me back into their life. What the fuck? Listen, guys, it's my fucking list and I'll go off if I want to. I don't feel that this bitch is right for this guy, you know? And it's because you ever hear people say shit like, oh, all the good ones are claimed? I think a lot of the people who are so capable, like just have this endless well of like unconditional love, are fucking terrifying. She deserves so much better. What does she mean she let him back in? And I'm not saying she's just, case closed, a great person. She could just be like, lazy and that's why she's just falling into something that she knows she doesn't have to put work into. She could be like, stuck or weak, where she herself is down on herself and thinks that she can't do much better, or perhaps that this is what she deserves. But like, it's just so unbearable. God forbid she finds somebody that was just as capable of kindness as she was, dude. This dude cheated on her for 8 years and is fucking around with like some drug addicted hoe, and then she's helping the hoe? Oh my God, it's been a struggle. Obviously, trust issues hurt, but we've made it through. The wounds I created have left scars that will probably always be there, and I have to deal with that. I have to do everything I can at times. We just had our 15th anniversary. What the fuck? She helped the escort get clean, then had the self-respect to leave the relationship and gave you a second chance? What a fucking woman. Jesus, guys, I give women shit, man, but I have never been dumbfounded by the capacity for fucking generosity and sincere kindness that only a woman could fucking take care of. Like, yeah, you guys don't understand. I give women shit, but women are so much more capable because, again, like I said, on a monthly basis, you guys are genetically wired to become monsters. And the fact that so many of you can exercise restraint so well that you can continue your daily lives like it's all fine and dandy, that's noteworthy as fuck. We're not just talking about childbirth and, all of the shit you gotta really deal with, man. I'm just talking about like, even on the basest of levels, on a monthly basis, some of these women like are dealing with an atomic bomb inside them chemically, and they're just waking up like, well, I guess it's time to get on up and have a cup of coffee, and what the fuck, gotta send the kids to school and kiss my husband or wife. And then I'm gonna iron these clothes. Sorry, this ADD boy. Anyway, I think we're done here. I am shocked. You ever shake your head? You just shocked? Goddamn, lady. Fuck this guy too. 8 years is a long time, guys. You guys don't know how long 8 years is. We think back sometimes and think, man, time flies. But like 8 years in a relationship, you cheating on a bitch? God. Number 10, sort of the other way around, but I found the girl I was dating with and was an escort when she texted me instead of the client. True story. That's disgusting. Can you imagine you're with a girl and you find out she fucking other men on the side for money?
It's just a job, you know what I mean? I get dicks in and out of my pussy, God.
How much money would a woman need to pay me for me to consider that okay? If her and I were dating, and then I found out other dicks were getting in and out of her on the reg on a daily basis. So nasty, so nasty. How much money would I need to be paid? I'd need to be paid in like 7 Xbox One X's. Not because I want the damn thing, but because I could like flip them and sell them for more than I got them for. I'm talking about fucking Xbox One X. What an edgy teenage name. Number 9, I worked as a dominatrix. Okay. Years ago, and during those years, I had acquired some regular clients. This particular client worked in another province and lived in another country, but all the same was a very good client. It's time for me to lean forward, guys. I'm feeling kind of weird, which means we're probably going to need to speed through the rest of the list, which may come as a very happy thing for a lot of people. Give me a second. Forgive me. We're going to do this again. Number 9, I worked as a dominatrix years ago, and during those years I had acquired some regular clients. This particular client worked in another province and lived in another country, but all the same was a very good client. He told me that he was separated from his wife. However, when he went back to his place in the other country, she found my Dom number, called me. She was asking me who I was and how many times I saw him, etc. It was okay besides her yelling and him pleading not to say anything. I don't even remember what happened after, but he still remained my client after the whole ordeal. She edits to say, I do not engage in oral sex or intercourse with my clients. Furthermore, I remain clothed all the time. Well, it ain't the end of that, Okay. Guys, I'm so sorry for my inability to keep my shit together here. Number 8, not safe for work. I used to post ads on Craigslist looking for dick. Usually I'd post the titles like hot mouth looking for down low married men. Ugh. The title helps with how they feel they identify. Anyways, I get this message of a dude who says he is willing to be generous if I can make him come using only my mouth. About 5 hours of texting back and forth, and I agree to meet him at a motel. He was about 32 years old, married with twins. How do I know this? Because when I arrived to the motel, the wife, and only the wife, was there waiting for me. I knocked on the door, in the sequence I was told. Door opens, and there she is. The look on her face said it all. I don't think she realized I was a guy until I was then and there. She gave me this whole spiel about being a home wrecker and that I should be ashamed. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. I didn't offer to give her some oral. I did offer to give her some oral since I was already there. It didn't happen, but she did consider it. That sucked. That one sucked. No pun intended, because it didn't suck. Nobody got sucked in that one, but shut up. Shut up. That one sucked. Number 7, come on. When I was pro-doming, I had a great client, one of my favorites. He was this older guy, worked in construction, who liked to be dressed up like a pretty girl and humiliated. This is an incredibly common fetish and easy money. Why can't anybody give me money to fucking, be their dom? You know what I'm talking about? I should put that as a tier reward on my Patreon. Like for probably $40 or $50, I will record like a your name specific sex tape type of enthusiastic voiceover for you to get off to. And you'll be all like, yeah, you like that, and all this bullshit. It'll be awful. Oh my god, that's a ridiculous idea, Kyle. It can't be legal either, can it? Who knows? It's a private message. Who knows how legal it is? You like talking like this, Kyle? I am so sorry. I'm beginning to feel legit ADD every day as we do these, because I feel like my body just trying to escape. Listen, number 7, okay? People like to be dressed up like a little girl and humiliated. It's pretty common, okay? For his 60th birthday, 60 years old, ladies and gentlemen, he decided he wanted to try getting pegged. That's when a person puts on a strap-on and fucks another guy in the butt. That wasn't something I'd do for just anyone, but we had good rapport and the idea delighted me, so I went ahead and made him my bitch for the evening. He loved it. We had a great talk afterwards about how liberated it made him feel, how as he got older he wanted to try new things, and how he wished his wife could understand and be adventurous with him. This is not an unusual conversation. What is unusual is that the guy apparently told his wife. I got a nasty email to me saying to stay the hell away from her man. I never responded and never heard from him again. I hope they made it. A response says, this is why you get out all the gross stuff while you're dating. My fiance and I found out pretty early that we both like stuff in our butts, and it all went pretty smoothly. Without lube? I'm kidding. Somebody beat me to the joke too. That sucks. Guys, look. Like I said, man, it's all about mutuality. Just be open. You know why I hate a lot of the song and dance people go through when they date is because so much of who you present yourself to be is fake. And it's not just like the female putting on makeup, putting on a push-up bra, putting on some heels to make your figure look different. You know what I'm talking about? Putting on clothes that you know that it's going to look a certain way, like, but making yourself look crazy, and it's taking time. Excuse me. You're putting forth a different person than what you actually are. You're not being your natural self around this other person. You're putting up a front, you're wearing a mask, and that's dangerous because here's the thing. Even if you were 100% yourself and you dealt with somebody who was 100% themselves, you both will still change over the course of the relationship, and you may not like who each other has changed into. Even if one person stayed the same and one person changed, who you changed into might not like that same person, and the person who stayed the same may not like who you've changed into. So imagine the variables that you're creating by being different people and then falling for a version of yourselves, right? And then gradually letting the real you come out, my nigga. What are you thinking? And it's so basic. Like, naturally, this isn't a good idea, but people do it all the fucking time, every day. And you know what the bottom line is? A lot of people like to diss motherfuckers who pretty much just go out, work on their body, show off that body, and meet people and fuck them and let that be the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, one night stand culture is kind of like not taboo, but frowned upon. And I don't like it. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that I don't recognize it as its own culture that has a place, and people deserve and are entitled to live that life if they want to live it. Because I'll tell you what, it works out a hell of a lot better knowing that you ain't trying to put out this fake ass version of yourself that people are going to be into, and then, oh wait, it's a fake version of yourself. Oh, and the person that you were thinking was actually real is fake too. It's like, what? Y'all are wasting your time. This is your life. And then a plane falls out of the sky and kills your ass. How about that? Catch me under a plane. How about that? What are you talking about, Kyle? Number 7 is one you read, Kyle. How about that? Anyway, number 6, two wives of clients knew about me because their husbands flat out told them, under the sad misapprehension that once they were divorced, we'd be free to have an unpaid relationship. The first time I was flattered, conflicted, and saddened. The second time I was pissed off. You threw your happy home life away because you just hoped some college girl would go right off into the sunset with you. Now I only do 2-hour maximum sessions because I found that the clients who book overnights or a full day session are most likely to lose their grasp on the reality of the situation. Somehow, sleeping next to someone is more intimate than fucking them. And it makes these men confused. Well, duh, sleeping next to somebody is more intimate than just fucking them. Do your in and out, you know what I'm talking about? That's pretty bad sex noise, Kyle. I need to get through these guys. It shouldn't have taken me as long as it has. It's not an hour yet even, is it? It's only been 48 minutes. 10 minutes away from an hour. And I'm not stretching these next 5 ones into an hour. I don't get a cookie for making these videos an hour. I don't get anything from YouTube. You know, I used to get probably about 15 minutes off of some of these lists that would end up with 15,000 or 20,000 views. But now I get $1. You know what I'm talking about? So some of my best lists have only got me $5. That's crazy. But it's all in the interest of transparency for you. Number 5. At the strip club I worked at, one of the dancers had a daddy that came in legit almost every day. He was actually good looking and charming. His wife saw his car in the parking lot and pulled in and tore past the bouncers and ran into the VIP area. They were back there. It came to seconds of them getting caught. She didn't get her tip that day, so he tripled it the next time out of guilt. You would imagine she was getting way more than the tip. Hi-yo. Sorry. Wait. Wow, there was a next time. Some people. Somebody said he went to pay all of her legal fees from the raid that happened. But there's a happy ending. She's a really good person now. Her baby changed her life. And she glows. Does she live near Chernobyl? Jesus Christ. Number 4. So I was the girlfriend that caught my fiance soliciting an escort. I found the text and the link to the Craigslist ad. His reasoning was that he had been having problems and he was never attracted to me. We just got along well. I left after that. He was never attracted to me. That's harsh. Somebody says that's crap. If he was never attracted, why did the idiot even date you? I hope you gave him the finger as you left. Somebody else says, I was never sexually attracted to my most recent boyfriend. And I was just in a very deep denial about it because we clicked so well. However, I would never tell him this, nor would I cheat on him. So I guess that's the difference? And for context, she says, I've been out all day and I'm about to start responding to some of these comments, but I want to give more context and clear up some things because I use some ambiguous language. I will henceforth refer to the aforementioned boyfriend as Jack Sparrow. We started dating soon after I turned 16. I was kind of flirting with and hooking up with any guy I could, and when I started flirting with him, we both actually fell for each other. We became best friends, and I told him my feelings, but he said he didn't reciprocate them. We're still flirting and hooking up anyway, but when we do, he looks at me in a way that kind of gives away the fact that he definitely has feelings for me. I ask Jack Sparrow about it, and he admits that he does have feelings, and soon after we were official. Something about this feels like it's turning into a fan fiction. Now, when I say hooking up with guys, I mean making out, hand stuff, nothing too serious. I was still a virgin. I lost my virginity to Jack Sparrow. And I didn't know what was normal for me. Okay. I hadn't been a very sexual person before dating him, but I thought that maybe sex itself wasn't for me, and I enjoyed acting provocatively. I especially ignored it because of the emotional connection I felt when we had sex was amazing. Even though it hurt me so much physically, it was so bad that I brought it up with a doctor, but I now realize that I never really got turned on. He and I were together for 2.5 years before breaking up, and in that time, I went from being one of the most sexual people I knew to going through a crisis of identity, trying to figure out why I hated sex so much. Was I a lesbian or asexual maybe? He was an objectively attractive person, but I didn't feel that way toward him. We broke up a few months ago for various reasons. There were a lot of problems entirely unrelated to sex and agreed the breakup was a long time coming, and I still hadn't realized that I was not attracted to him. However, since then, I've started dating someone new, and I realized how it felt to enjoy fooling around. It was at that point that I came to the realization that the problems I had experienced sexually were because I was not attracted to Jack Sparrow. I came to a lot of realizations as well, but I will not go into them since they are not relevant to this thread. How are you capable of that kind of, of that kind of like thought? You mean you're not going to ramble because it's not relevant to this thing? In the capacity where even I have to derail the whole thing to comment on it? Wow. What are you, some kind of superhero or something? I will always love Jack Sparrow. But break from him showed me that our relationship was physically and emotionally gratifying. Wait. But showed me that our relationship was not as perfect as I thought it had been. Since then, I've been so happy. For the first time, my sex life is both physically and emotionally gratifying. I don't regret a day I spent in my old relationship, but it was emotionally draining, and I am in a much better place now. Neither of us were perfect, and we both hurt each other in our own ways, but I have no doubt in my mind that we loved each other. Important note to all people who are saying that they are now more scared to date. Please don't let this discourage you. Any relationship you have, I don't fucking care. Doesn't matter. I have to read everything. What is this? I was in a marriage for 7 years. I've never told him either, and I'm very happy to say that since we split up, he's gone on a fuck rampage and found plenty of girls who do find him attractive. I love him. He's still one of my best friends, and he deserves that. I, meanwhile, have pretty much become a nun. Nerds. How you don't like fucking? I'm kidding. Guys, if you guys consider yourselves asexual or have just not found the right person and don't consider yourself capable of sexual attraction because maybe you haven't come across the right person, let me know in the comment section below. You guys are an anomaly that I'd like to get in touch with. I love you guys. And what I'm trying to really sort out is some pizza today in this new ass house. But I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude. I don't know what the hell's really gonna end up going on. Still need to unpack too, but I need to paint some rooms. It's madness. How can I not get through this list? You know what I mean? It feels like we've been here forever, and I genuinely apologize. That's my own fault, and we need to just do this. So on the list of 19 people caught cheating with escorts, we arrive at number 3, ex-phone dominatrix. On a call with a dude, and someone picks up the other line. It's his elderly and disabled mother. I'm disabled, and she needs his help to get out of bed. I tell my caller to go take care of his mom, and we talk more later. His mom thinks I'm his girlfriend and is so thrilled at the thought that her son has an actual flesh and blood girlfriend that she tells him to finish talking to me. She can wait. She can wake. Dude, that's when a person dies and then you view she can wake. Oh shit. That's the most woke thing I've said today. Anyway, look, she can wait. I hung up because I didn't get paid enough to deal with that. It was super sad because his mom was so delighted that he had a girlfriend. I never heard from him again. Another caller hated his wife and wanted to be feminized while talking about what a bitch his wife was and how disgusted she would be at his sissy desires. Once he got caught talking on the phone to me while literally hiding in the closet, I heard his wife say, "What are you doing in there?" My caller yelled back that he was organizing the winter coats while hurriedly zipping up his pants and hanging up on me. The same caller once tried to send me $500 in gift cards, but the credit card company called him to make sure it wasn't a fraudulent charge, and his wife answered. He managed to talk his way out of that one too. When's somebody gonna send me $500 in gift cards? Guys, you ever just wonder, like, look, a lot of people think about their lives and how maybe they made the wrong choices up until this point. Maybe they made the wrong calls. Maybe, the fact that they haven't, if they haven't accomplished A, B, and C, then they aren't, a success or worthy or capable or just where they wanted to be in their lives. But you want to know the only regret that I have is not making a friend that's so rich that they're constantly just like, you know what, Kyle, I'm going to come bop on your schmeckle boy and here's $500. And maybe, just maybe, Kyle,'s not even joking. As we move right along on the list of 19 people caught cheating with escorts, this video is brought to you in part by You guys wonder what it's brought to you in part by? It's brought to you in part by Hot Pockets. Yeah. What's Kyle's favorite flavor of Hot Pockets? Can you guess? And we'll be right back. Number 2. Okay. This happened to a good friend of mine. Wife had taken their teenage daughter hiking for the entire day, and he thought he'd get he'd get half. He thought he'd get half? Y'all got me fucked up. He thought he'd get half some company over. Apparently the daughter got sick, and they came back much earlier than expected. She walked in on her husband being led around on a dog leash wearing his daughter's panties. Went as well as you'd expect. They got divorced last year. The daughter went to my school, but left town after all that went down. Bing bong. Someone responds, fucking novice, always go to a hotel or a shitty motel. Never in your own home. Never in your own home. Now, guys, in case you were wondering what my favorite flavor of cheese... Oh, God damn it, you ruined it. You ruined it, Kyle. My favorite flavor is cheeseburger Hot Pocket. But I said my favorite flavor of cheeseburger when I made my favorite flavor of Hot Pocket. Oh, what a goof. Stupid. Number 1 on the list of 19... What did it say? People caught cheating with escorts. I gotta make these lists a little more fluid, man. But I gotta pee too. Sometimes that ramps up the fact that, yes, I do have bodily functions, much like you humans. Maybe it isn't exactly peeing, but it's as close as, it's pretty close. It's close to peeing. You humans are all right? Number 1, I've been indirectly caught. My client told his wife, and she sent me a polite email asking to meet. I see upper end clients, so I was not concerned about a white trash Wanda episode from her in public. They were married 40 years, drifted apart, no sex, just good friends and good roommates. Divorce was definitely never an option for them. She was more curious about things than anything else. She wanted to try being with a woman and had felt repressed her whole life because of it. I am a safe bet, and I decide that interaction would be on the house. Wow. I am someone who loves women as well, and these two were a good-looking couple. I prefer older in general. This has possibly been my weirdest interaction to date, but her meeting me somehow re-sparked their marriage. They book me about once a month together. What a happy fucking ending. What a happy fucking ending. It just goes to show you what I was saying before, guys. It's like, if you guys are just upfront with your bullshit, some people are all right, like even if your whole relationship, you've told them you're about one thing, if you just come clean and say, hey, I may be into these monkey balls, you might just be shocked that their response will be, I'd like to be into those monkey balls with you, Kyle. And if it wasn't funny enough for you, let me lean into the mic and say it again. And you might just be shocked that their reaction, their response might also be, I'd like to be into those monkey balls with you, Kyle. Guys, thanks for listening. I just got situated after this move. So hopefully we're going to be all, rolling out Autobot style in a big way. So there's that. I'm eager. And the streams will definitely be a lot more interesting now that I won't have to whisper again. Which means that you guys probably won't, what the fuck? Ohio will be eliminated. Gangster as fuck. We need some kind of robot uprising, dude. And that's the cool thing. Look, take it from me. Take it from Kyle, who knows a little bit more about things going on in the world than you may think that I do, okay? Everybody likes to, sexy up a zombie apocalypse. Nah, okay? The future that you guys are banging on about in all your stupid post-apocalyptic robot movies, that's real. That's the real apocalypse you're going to be facing, is when they make some of these robots that are a little too capable, okay? And they go fucking nuts, Matrix style. And there's not going to be we just want to be equal like you humans bullshit. It's going to be look, it's going to be the robots are going to say, there's a problem. And then the robots are going to think to themselves, what's the solution to that problem? And they're going to think, well, the humans are causing this problem. So let's take care of the humans. And then it'll just be one fade to black while some badass techno and then you just see like a shitload of badass looking robots on the horizon. Half the human population are going to be busy going, that looks badass, and then getting killed. You know what I'm talking about? To even fight. It's gonna be really like mechanical horses and shit. Not even because it's like practical, just because the robots have a inclination to art now. They know what looks cool. That's a problem. They got robots that know what looks cool. What are you talking about? Go find some friends, Kyle, and to end this video, friends. Special thanks once again to my Patreons. I love you all, you know. And I've also established a new tier on Patreon, which means, I think, what is it, $10? And people will get to choose what I play. That being said, a sweetheart made a crazy amazing contribution to my PayPal, which will allow me to, you know, bust Uber Eats, which I'm going to need to do a lot here because I don't have a way to get around as of yet. But PayPal money I can just, you know, pay Uber Eats with, so that'll be fun. And her request was that I play Surgeon Simulator, so I'm gonna go try to make that. Oh my god, I think I'm dying on the inside. I think I'm literally dying, but I'm gonna go try to make Surgeon Simulator seem hilarious, so forgive me if it gets a little silly, even for me. Hope you guys had a great day or evening whenever you're listening to this. I see that this list has unfortunately reached an hour and 6 minutes. I promise you that in the future they're going to be a little bit more concise. But man, I have just got settled and this was a little wild. Let's do it. Love you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.